Hey folks, welcome to the first ever episode of Substitute Batter, your go-to show for cricket or otherwise. I'm your host.
Abil,
what are you doing?
You said that we didn't have budgets for a theme song. I thought we'd improvise.
But we're still sponsored by Zoom.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
Prasen, if we were sponsored by Zoom, I wouldn't have to do the theme song. Hello?
Well, harsh truths of modern times, I guess. But I'm your host, Prasen Maudgal, and along with me is my very dear friend, Habil. And in today's show, we're basically going to be talking about women's cricket and heroing women's cricket, as you can see in the title. And for our first debut episode, we've got with us Karnataka State star cricketer and the closest answer we could get to having Virat Kohli on our show yet, Akanksha Kohli. Akanksha, for joining us. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Prasan. Thank you so much for that intro. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing today?
All good, all good. Habil, do you have some gossip for us about women's cricket to start us off?
No. So I was just paying attention to your introduction of Akanksha, and I just want to say I think we've got the better Kohli, to be fair, because I don't remember the last time Virat got a wicket. So I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time you opened the bowling either. So I think we're off to a good start there. No, but no, I mean, obviously what happened in the last week is only one Indian team played an entire test match without rain affecting it. And obviously here we're talking about the women's team playing in Bristol against England. So it was a fantastic test match, obviously a lot to talk about it. But just before we dive into certain aspects of the test match, Akanksha, your first thoughts on the match. For me, although the official records might suggest that it's a T with a draw, I think it was a win. But what are your thoughts on the test that happened?
Well, I think for me as well, it's a win, though the actual result is a draw on papers. But I think with the way we came back, it was at one point looking that again we're going to have a collapse and lose the game and just giving very few runs for England to chase in the second innings. But I think we also did. I mean, I don't know if many people know, but we've never really lost a test in England against England. So it's like we've really maintained and kept our records intact and not really lost a test. But I think for me it's a big win.
Yeah, Nabil, I mean, I think the closest victory, rather moral victory we can think of is probably the one we had in Lagan. Although it was an outright victory in the Australian tour that the men's team had, but in terms of a moral, I think it's the closest I can draw parallel to is Lagan. But what are your thoughts on what really transpired out there?
So I've had I think we've had 40 years or so to basically take in all that has happened. But I'm kind of still not over the last hour or so, right? I mean, we're pretty certain that this is going to end in defeat. And then to come back out of there with a draw it's pretty impressive. Though there's a bit of that, you know how I am sometimes, right? I have a weird take on things. And in a way, I'm disappointed we didn't win because this would have been fourth win in a row and all of that. But I mean, you got to take what you get, I guess. So I'm happy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, at the end of the test, I was sort of, jogging back my memory. And I was trying to think what I was doing when I was 17 years old. I mean, Shefali Verma, she's belting England bowlers at Bristol at 17. And I was jogging my memory back. And at 17, I think I was barely managing to pass my exams. And at the same time, obviously, I was, binging on food and all of that. But Akanksha, if you look back all these years, what were you doing when you were 17? Were you anywhere close to pummeling the bowlers the way Shefali's been doing it?
Not really. For sure, I wasn't pummeling the bowlers like the way she is right now. But I think she's such an amazing talent, and I think such a talent, like as Mithali has said, that you get it just once in a decade in this generation, and we're so lucky to have her, and everybody knows her that she's an amazing and a great best T20 batter we have in the world at the moment. But for a player like her, actually have that composure and to be able to defend and play so beautifully in both the innings, that too in a debut game. I mean, it's really amazing to see like a 17-year-old girl. Like you said, I don't really remember what I was doing. I'd probably hang out with my friends, watch movies, binge eat, and play a little bit of tennis, but not where Shefali is for sure.
Yeah, Habil, I think you're famously known for almost killing people with the beamers that you bowl in the nets. Were you doing the same thing back then, or were you a different person?
No. At 17, I was on the verge of the biggest mistake of my life. I did engineering after that, and then everything went downhill. So I think, yeah, things turned better since. But I mean, obviously, like some people just seem to know what to do at 17. Shefali Verma is clearly one of them. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
happy to say.
Akanksha, for you, what's it like to, bowl at certain names like these? Obviously, coming from, a state level cricket. What is your thought on, how women's cricket has progressed, and especially with this test match acting as a good advertisement for women's cricket? Where do you think, that those two knocks from Shefali is in terms of overall women's cricket?
Well, I think this test has literally proved and it's been like one of the great advent for BCCI and for all the other international teams as well to make sure that tests happen on a regular basis. Like this is like the best, advertisement that we could do in terms of having tests for us at the domestic level as well as at an international level. Because the way it's not just the way Shefali is done, but the way the entire Indian team have actually carried themselves and played a fearless brand of cricket. I think it's really time that we start playing tests at a regular level amongst and against a lot of other countries, and maybe BCCI should really do something about getting it at also at the domestic level, which was there a few years ago, but it's not there anymore. And I think this has been the perfect example of how and what Test cricket can actually do to women's cricket.
Yeah, and Habil, I mean, your first thoughts on, after watching those two knocks, she probably should have hit the ball she got out in the second innings back to London. But otherwise, it seemed like it was a pretty flawless couple of knocks.
Again, so I actually prefer the second innings to the first because you did see a couple of instances where in the first innings where she did try to clear a front foot and then just try to clobber the ball unnecessarily, right? Relatively, but then I think she did compose herself after that, and then the second innings was close to flawless except for that one shot which eventually got her out. But I think what it's done is it's basically answered the question as to whether Shefali can play a longer format match, right? I think we certainly don't doubt whether she can play an ODI, even though she's not yet played an ODI, right? I think that's progress for sure, and hopefully we get like this lots more to see of her. And I think another thing, I actually tweeted this a few days back, but I genuinely feel now that it'll be criminal if Shefali Verma does not play 50 test matches before she retires. How that's going to happen, I don't know, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think 50 and 100 are two favorite numbers of quite a few experts, and I'm surprised no one said anything after she got out for 96 and didn't reach the 100, but I think that's a conversation for another day. But I mean, just going down the batting order, obviously Smriti Mandhana has made the opening spot her own, but are we seeing Deepti Sharma getting to the role of a wall of the Indian team? Is that something that we can safely assume, Akanksha?
Yeah, I think Deepti loves playing. Like as long as how much ever I've played with her, that she actually opens for her state side. She's actually an opener in the domestic when she plays the domestic cricket. But I think it was a good move to send her up the order. And yeah, she does have that. She has that game of really, like you said, being the ball, and she likes playing that game. So, and we've also seen it also in the first inning as well as in the second. She likes to hold the fort at one end and kind of like defending. So I think, yeah, we'll probably kind of give her that title of the ball. It kind of she did prove that she could do it. So, and it was a good move to send her up the order. I think she's better off playing in that position.
Yeah, I mean, Habil, there was a lot of discussion about the same thing. Obviously Poonam Rawat and Mithili Raj have sort of settled into that role over the years. But Deepti Sharma was sent above both of them. And do you think maybe they should start constructing an actual wall in her state to sort of honor her, like we've got your favorite wall in Chinnaswamy?
I mean, I love it. Like, I mean, probably 188 bricks instead of the 13,000 odd that Dravids had. But yeah, I mean, I think eventually, like, if we do get in probably the 5 test matches we'll get over the next 12 years, if she can do this 5 more times, I think that is worthy of a wall in my opinion, because the rarer you get to do it, I think the harder it becomes. So I think we should have a wall for Deepti at some point.
Yeah, and one thing we did have in the test match is a used pitch, which obviously brought up a lot of different types of arguments on Twitter. And I think Habil, you and I were even discussing the same thing over WhatsApp. Unfortunately, none of you will get our numbers to discuss that with us, but we'll bring it out here on the chat anyway. But Habil, the whole idea of the used pitch, I mean, it did create quite a furore, but at the end of it, it didn't seem like it produced anything different. So what do you make of that?
No, I mean, I think in terms of giving, I think having a fresh pitch by itself, first of all, should be natural. It shouldn't. It's not something that we should be arguing about on Twitter, right? It's something that should be given to a game that's being played at the international level or even at the domestic level, right? You can't be giving cricketers a different, like a used pitch simply because you think people won't be watching or for whatever reason, right? I think that's completely unfair and totally wrong. And obviously, the things we've said on our WhatsApp chats are not things you can say out loud here for sure. But yeah, there's a little bit of abuse. I can admit to that. But yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Like it can't be that way. It's just wrong, right? I mean, I think even Akanksha will probably agree with this when they say I think it's unfair if you basically have a use pitch for a women's international at least. So yeah, I don't know what else I can add to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Akanksha,
true.
I mean, you have obviously played like 66 matches for Karnataka, more than how much Habil and I have played. But if you were given a used pitch, what would you make of that? Would you be disappointed? Would you take it up as a challenge? What is it like for a cricketer's mindset to play on a used pitch?
See, at the end of the day, you have to play no matter, you don't really have a choice. So it eventually becomes like a challenge, but for sure, first you will be disappointed. That too, the girls are playing after 7 years of test, and they've quarantined themselves so many days before coming. So it's not been like a normal situation where you're just flying out and after a week you're actually having a game, and plus they haven't even had a practice game before coming. So it's obviously not fair. It would have never happened to a men's match. Unfortunately, it happened, but nonetheless, irrespective of all the odds, it was a fantastic test match.
Yeah, and one of the heroes was obviously Sneha Rana. A lot of people kept calling her Sneha. I honestly can't figure out whether it actually is Sneha or it is Sneh, but nonetheless, I think the records officially show that she is Sneha Rana. So I think we'll stick to that. Habil, what is it?
Sorry, okay. Sorry. I meant to interrupt. I was going to interrupt you because I wanted to say it. Calling her Sneha is probably better than calling her Sachin that I think Sky Sports did at some point. But,
yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean Sky Sports put out this graphic which said Sachin Rana and her figures and all of that. That was quite a gap by then. But
awkward.
Yeah, there was another one for they kind of confused Pooja with somebody else also. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They confused
I
her
don't know
Sneha
which
Rana, I think.
cricketer
Again.
was. I think Deepti and Pooja Vastrikar it was. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, it was.
That was a
No, so it was Pooja Vastrikar batting, but then they thought it was Sneha Rana, and I guess the scorecard showed that. So,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, Akanksha, I mean, you did speak to Sneha Rana, and obviously the article will be out on Sportskeeda. But what do you make of her character? Obviously, coming in after 5 years, I think if I were to come and play cricket after 5 years, I probably wouldn't be quarter as fit as anyone else is. But this comeback journey has been simply marvelous. So, what do you make of that, and how did she perform according to you?
I think hers is like her story kind of is a big inspiration for a lot of us cricketers at the domestic level who are actually eyeing to make not just a comeback but also get into the team someday. When I did the interview with her a few days ago, she just only about her father, that what an emotional moment it would have been there if he was around, who unfortunately passed away a few months ago. And I have seen her, like I've played against more than a couple of times in the domestic. And she's actually the captain in the absence of Mithali Raj when she actually goes on to her national call duty. But and I think we've known Sneh to be like a finisher in the team who really hits long, something like what a Dhoni would do. She's done that for Railways year after year, and she's also improved a lot in her bowling, especially after the injury she's had, and to come back from there into a first match and to play with, and I think she was probably one of the batsmen who looked so composed. None of the bowlers were actually able to irritate her, or it didn't even look like she's going to get out the next ball. I think the way she played is what she's known to play, and I'm very happy for her. The way she's done well. I think she's one of very few cricketers in her debut who's also got a 4 wicket haul plus a 50 plus score in inning. So, but I'm really happy with the way she played. I think if not for her, we would probably again would have had a collapse towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
One eternity later.
All right, cool. Technical glitches like always, but clearly there were no glitches in the way Sneh Rana played. Habil, we were just talking about her and her all-round performance in the test. What did you make of it? I mean, for someone who's bowled and batted a fair bit in the nets, and I'd like to say gotten tulp, but tulp the bowlers too. What do you make of how she played?
First of all, Prasen, 7 on 10 for that segue into the glitches bit. Exactly be the easiest of jobs to bowl to this English lineup, given all that's been spoken about the pitch and right-handers batting when off-spinners are bowling and this and that, right? But I think it is still pretty impressive that she came away with 4 wickets, and she did pretty well to get those 4 wickets as well. If you keep aside that one spell where I think Shrubsole was a little rude to her when she I think hit her a bit, but apart from that, I think it was a great performance, right? Even if her batting is pretty much flawless, like Akansha mentioned already in the second innings, and obviously there are a lot of great shots throughout the innings. And for one, I absolutely wanted that game to go on for another 5 overs, wherein I think the commentators were speaking about the game within the game where the English fielders just went on the boundary line and said, you know what, you want to score your 100 runs, let's go for it. I think 5 more overs of that would have been a lot of fun. But unfortunately, I guess it wasn't to be. And whatever, 18 not out is a pretty impressive debut score. So
Rahul Dravid dislikes you as of now, but we'll get there later. But yeah, I mean, just going to the bowlers. I mean, look, we all know that Jhulan Goswami is a terrific bowler. Her line and length was absolutely impeccable. But Akanksha, please tell me where she gets that sunscreen from. Like, what brand is it? She bowled like what, 12 to 15 overs in a row, and there wasn't a bit of sunscreen that went away. Like, it was just there. Have you? I mean, given that you've probably played against her, like, do you know any trade secret, like where she gets it from or something like that?
No, I'm sorry to I don't know, but I don't know where that sunscreen she really gets it from. Though I have played with her quite a few times. But yeah, I mean, Julandi, we all know that whenever she plays, she just goes all out and gives her 100%. And I think we saw it in the test match with the way at this age I think she bowled really amazing. Even though that pitch had nothing for the Pacers, there wasn't really swinging, there wasn't much of bounce. As you said, it's a used pitch. There was really nothing that much for Shikha and Jhulan, but the way Juluji actually bowled, hats off to her. And yeah, and I think she's got an amazing sunscreen, like you just mentioned.
Abil, have you had any good sunscreens in your playing days?
My playing days, you mean school time? Okay, no, but no, actually, to be fair to her sunscreen, I think there wasn't enough sun to actually cause too much damage in Bristol as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, in my play, okay, we're not talking about my playing days. I'm sorry. But yeah, like Akansha said as well. I mean, I think she's one of the icons of Indian women's cricket and Indian cricket in general. To be fair, incredible bowler, right? And to have done it for so many years, for so long, I think with regards to Jilan Goswami, my biggest regret will always be the fact that this quiz question had her as an answer and I didn't get it. And I'm never going to be able to forgive myself for
Are
that.
you serious?
What can I say?
No, but
But, yeah.
I mean, talking about iconic things, obviously BCCI is the most iconic board, but for a long time they've gone with the same song, and I'd like to sing a few lines. Char kadam bas char kadam, chal do na saath mere. This char kadam with the broadcasters, they've done only 4 days of Test cricket. Let's address the elephant in the room. Akanksha, you're a cricketer. Do you want 5 days of cricket or do you want more Test cricket? I mean, obviously you want both, but which one do you want first? Would you rather want to see a result or would you want more matches? And I think both Heather Knight and Mithali also spoke about it. So yeah, first of all, please rate my singing and then you can answer the question.
You sure you want me to rate that?
I mean, you can be honest, I guess.
12 on 10,
No, I
12
think
on 10.
it was a nice tune of Char Kadam, which I've not heard in a while, Prasan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you put those two questions, if you have to choose one, then definitely I would choose to have more Test cricket at the moment, irrespective of the number of days. But yeah, like you said, if we have 5 days, there are chances of having more results than more draws. And it would have been exciting if there were 5 days, especially in the last, like a game like what we had day before. But yeah, it's better that we do start having more Test matches and probably then have it with proper 5 days like how the men's do.
Yeah, Habil, I mean, obviously both the captains, I think, agreed on the same that they want more Test matches. Where do you see it going in the days to come?
So, I mean, I obviously am in favor of there being more Test matches, but I also have my faith in cricket boards around the world. It probably won't happen, unfortunately. But I mean,
Did you say cricket
this
boards?
about me. Yeah, I mean, it's when it comes to Test cricket, I think other boards are just as problematic. You know my opinion on our board, so. But yeah, I mean, like Akanksha said, I think it's more important to have more Test cricket and then look at whether we can have 5-day games later. Plus, I think this match, if nothing else, this match has shown you that Test cricket is exciting, and women playing Test cricket obviously does give you like something to look out for, right? I mean, probably when you look at the scorecard, like in about 10 years from now, it really won't tell you the story. It won't really tell you how close the game actually was. How what India actually pulled this out of, right? But that said, I think the more you get to see women play Tests, I think the more value it adds to the game itself, right? So yeah, more Tests for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. More Tests for sure. And I think hopefully we will keep pulling off more episodes like this on our channel, Substitute Batter. Akanksha, we can't thank you enough for joining us to make our debut and your debut on the show. Hopefully we'll have a lot more content coming all of the viewers' way right as the series progresses, even into the limited overs matches. But thank you so much for joining us, Habil. As always, thanks for being around. And hopefully we'll produce more content and keep our viewers entertained. For those of you who are watching, if you'd like us to address some particular concepts or some particular debates or ideas, please do drop it in the comment section. And as always, in any show they say share, like, and subscribe. But thank you so much for joining us, and see you soon. Okay, Habil has something to say.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks Akanksha for joining us first of all.
Thank you, Habil.
Second, yes, you're welcome. And secondly, request to the viewers as well. So suppose, I mean, like Prasen said, everyone says like, share, and subscribe. I'd just like to add, if you guys need a batter to come in for one of your batters, just get in touch with Prasen. He's the real substitute batter here. But
sure, I think I'd say that for your bowling, yeah, definitely. I think both of us are 100% not a complete package, but
definitely, like.
But thanks a lot, Akanksha.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Good fun.
Take care.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank
See you.
Bye-bye.